All right. Okay. Come on. In. Am I in? I hope I'm in. Hi, guys. Yes, I'm here. Give me a second. Ooh. I'm going to turn that down a bit. So I kind of blocked myself from my chair. And then I plugged the wrong thing in. So, yeah, gotta give me... Oh, come on, cord. We're not playing games tonight. Let's, Let's do you this way, maybe. Hey, Nora. Nora. I've got pins, and then I've got a whole box that you sent me, and I didn't put the video up yet. I've blocked myself from my chair. So give me a second. How am I going to do this? Because these suckers are heavy. Okay, so this. Oh, I heard stuff fall down. No. Okay. Because the piles were tilting. I have a trash bag. I don't want to trip myself either. Don't worry, guys. You'll see me in a second. There we go. But, well, sort of. Yes, it's always chaos. Hi, Maria. And Sherry's here. Nora's here. Where's the other phone so I could see the chat easier? Because if I'm back here, I got to get that doctor's appointment in. Get that optometrist in. Okay, let's get YouTube open on the old phone. Now, I don't know what StreamYard said. I'm out of storage, so this won't be recorded. I don't know what that, I'm assuming that YouTube will be recording it, because it doesn't usually record on the phone. We'll find out. We will find out. Yes, Arwen, things are moved. And for those of you who want to shop, let's see, because I know, it's not a sale night for me. So if you came looking for a sale night, tonight's not a sale night. I alternate. And so if you're looking to shop, you have a couple of choices. Steph Sells Stuff by the Seashore is a sale. Hemlock Lady Mercantile is a sale. The Traveling Button Vintage is a sale. And Vintage Viking Treasures is a sale. I don't think Nightmares Bar is a sale. And Farm Girl Scavenger, I'm going to save that one. Save to watch later. She's doing a thing on vintage jewelry. But we'll have to see. I'll have to see, because sometimes she does it and she can't, her camera doesn't want to focus on any of them when she holds them up, so it makes it hard to read. Darling, what do you want? My love, my sweet little Arwen. Look, all you're seeing is a tail. Say hello. No, I know you don't like to be picked up. I know. Let's turn the volume off on this one. Oh, it says top messages. We don't want that. What? Chat filter top messages. No, I want all messages. Hey, Warren. Warren, I thought of you today. I found a one sheet of paper dolls, which I think were from a Mary Englebright. No, you're not going to the window, little girl. The small box. Oh, yes, I know. And the doctor was absolutely thrilled at the one that had extra gravy, because she's got teeth problems. And she likes it when it's all nice and and soft from having the extra gravy in there. I usually add a little bit of water to her food. Tail in your way is Arwen. The one that was in the photo was Aragorn, because this hoodie, now I have to hide these, okay? The drawstrings, these are the drawstrings for the hoodie, for the hood. Oh, heck no. Nope, 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 nope. But check this out. Check this out. I was like, it has ears. It has ears. When I put this on my wish list, I did not realize it had ears. But I am so glad that I asked for a 3X, because I read the reviews, and a lot of stuff made in China sometimes runs really small. Well, these arms, there is no way a sweatshirt. I figured if it was an American 3X, then if I was wearing a sweatshirt, it wouldn't matter. Don't push the light. It would fit, but there's no way. And then I cracked up, because you're supposed to be able to put your thumbs through this, but the hole is here in the center of the wrist. But so you have to twist it, but look, it's got little paws. Oh, darn it, I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh, you guys have been in the basement and you're making me sneeze. So I've also kicked up a ton of dust because I still haven't found the wallet. And at 10:41 tonight, I found the letter that came from my insurance. That's the brand new insurance card. And I have a doctor's appointment at 9:30 in the morning, all the way out in Broomall. So I'm going to have to switch cardiologists, because I can't get to them without a car. So I may have to switch cardiologists. I'm going to talk to them tomorrow and see if they have an office anywhere else. Maybe one at Crozier, because I can walk to Crozier. So, oh, what did you do to my phone? You took it out. I saw you put a paw on it. You took me out of live chat. Now I got to do that all over again. Silly girl. All messages. There we go. Yeah, I call her my little sister, but Christy, a friend of mine from when we were all teenagers doing Young People's Theater Workshop together, she got a couple of things of cat food, and then she got the hoodie for me. And it's a cat hoodie, so you've got your little pocket here for you, but then it's got this, which I laugh because it's got a drawstring to make it smaller, but it has a pouch for the cat. And the picture you guys saw, and the pouch, the lining zips out so you can wash it. It unzips. She hasn't been in it yet, but her brother loves it. Her brother was in the photo. You want to try it? This isn't going to go well, I'm sure, because she don't like necessarily to be held. She likes to be close to you, but she doesn't. Nope. No pocket for you. You don't want in the pocket? You don't want to go in? No? Just your brother, huh? And he's kind of big. He does not completely fit. But it leaves me with at least one arm free. And if Elrond's in there, because he's smaller like her, if he's in there, both hands are free. And I can keep working, which is fantastic. So, where is I have one handkerchief. I should have searched the house for a box of tissues. I know there's one at my desk and one upstairs, and I think that's all that's left. It annoys me. I still haven't found that wallet. And, I realized tonight, it's not that I have to go through the hassle of getting a new license. I've got the new insurance card. There were no credit cards in it. It annoys me, yes, that the membership card for Boy Scouts, which had my password that I need to get into council's site in it, I can replace all of that. I realized what was bothering me so much is that the photograph in there of Michael when he was 2, it was taken about a month after I got him, when he was still platinum blonde, all the curls. I've carried that picture in my wallet. He's 28 now. I've carried that picture in my wallet for over 25 years. And that bothers me because I don't have copies of that picture. His parents went and had, that's a studio picture. So they had gone out to, I don't know, JCPenney or somebody with it had, you know, take photographs. And so they did that. And so I don't have extras of that. And I realized that's what's driving me, stressing me out about not having the wallet. It's not the other stuff. The other stuff's replaceable, but that picture isn't. And I've carried that picture. I got him when he was 2. So his birthday's the end of August, and it was the Sunday before Christmas. So it was 2 days before Christmas that year. So you know, I've had him for 25 and a half, roughly 25 and a half years. You know, he's been my boy. So that really is, I realized what's stressing me out about not having the wallet is the photo, because I can't replace it. And I've carried it for so long. Finally, again, and you know, once I realized what was really freaking me out the most, and then all of a sudden, like, a lot of the stress of not finding it, suddenly just a good chunk of it went away. So, no, I mean, we've gone through, Michael literally lifted the mattress and box spring off of my bed. But we were sure it was down here. The problem is that we know we had it the day we moved all the boxes back. And because it has my food stamp card in there. But we were sure we know we had it that day, because one of the last things we did before on the last load back was, it was only half the van. We stopped at the grocery store so that we could get a case of cat food, a big thing of cat litter, a big bag of cat dry food, and some other groceries we needed, because we knew we didn't have his car back yet and he had returned the rental. So we knew, you know, this was our one shot to get any shopping done we needed. And we came home, we unloaded the van, and then we went back. And the only thing I could think of is if it fell out of my pocket or something in the Uber on the way back. I was so tired I may not have noticed. But he's sure we had it after that. Now, I did pay a bill online, but it had saved my information. That credit card had saved my information. So I didn't have my wallet when I paid that bill 2 days after that. So, and if the Uber driver picked up somebody after us and it was on the back seat and he didn't see it, there's no, you know, it's gone. And there's been nothing on my bank card. There's been no test charges. There's been nothing on the debit card. So Mike, sure, he saw it here after we'd had everything moved. I think I had it here, but I was just so tired from busting my tail to make room for everything to fit. I just can't remember. That's how I also ended up losing my new, the mail that came that had my new insurance card in it, because I deliberately put it in this little bin up here so I wouldn't lose it. Well, here it got, somehow I must have pulled it out thinking I was going to take it upstairs and set it down on top of these magazines. And then the cats kept being a pest about the books that were here. So I put everything up at one pile so there was room, because the one likes, two of them like to lay on the radiator. And here it was mixed in with that. And I found it tonight because I had my flashlight looking to see if it fell behind the radiator. And I could see an envelope sticking out of the corner. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that is. And it was. So I can't be the only one that gets so frazzled and so tired that, you end up misplacing things. Who else does that? I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not alone in this. Now, I'm not going to drink too much of that Monster because I do have to be able to sleep later. But I have 4 boxes and I've kind of blocked myself in. Another reason why I don't want to drink all of that Monster or drink too much water, because I can't get out. I'm trapped. So this box started to rip. The cats they've been sleeping up there. I got to move this. I forgot, and I didn't get this upstairs. I have another box. Nora's box for friend mail finally got here. And Reclaimed Treasures by Mary, I had bought this off of her just because I couldn't resist. It was so stinking adorable. And I honestly don't have that many Valentine's decorations, but I think this is an old cupcake pick. Now, I collect vintage cupcake picks. The older, the better, the plastic ones. And I like the ladybug, so I went and got that off of her. And that was in there too. So there'll be a video coming up because I filmed it. I had to film it on my front porch because it's not good when the mailman gives you a box and it's wrapped in a trash bag. It was a mess. Now, nothing in the box was harmed. The box itself was not crushed or anything. Nothing inside of it was harmed. But when I unwrapped it and opened up that trash bag, you could smell the tomato sauce. Yeah, I don't know how, but it was splattered all over the top and down 2 sides with tomato sauce. That's got to be the oddest. I think that shot. That's got to be the oddest way I have ever gotten any mail before, ever. Just, wow, this is pretty. I don't think you guys will be able to see the pattern on this. This is gorgeous old linen. Kitties, what you doing? That was not a good sound. Frodo, you're not in the kitchen cabinet again, are you? Get down. Now. I just heard the thud as he landed. Yeah. Gary was out there, and if you don't push the door shut on the hutch, Frodo climbs up in among the dishes and the glasses, and one of these days, I'm going to hear something hit the floor. And I hollered and said, now, and all of a sudden you heard thud as he jumped down. Oh, I think this is what they call huck cloth. It's got all these little bumps on it. I guess this is oh, it's a shame. It's got a big mark on it. Wonder if that'll come out. I remember my great aunts having stuff like this. And it had little bumps on it, but it was a roll. Now, this was my great-grandparents' house. So that Annie Al was born in 1900. She was the oldest of their kids. And they were living in the house that she grew up in. And in the kitchen, they had a wooden bar at the top of the cellar door, because the cellar door was right there in the kitchen. So on the back, when the door was shut, there was a bar at the top and a bar at the bottom. And you had this toweling that went the whole length. It was just a big loop and had snaps across the bottom. And it was just meant to be a hand towel, drying your hands and stuff. And And it was that kind of fabric. Now this has grapes on it. It doesn't match the, doesn't look like it. Oh wow, there's a lot of these. Are these placemats or? Oh, they're huge. Okay, I'm confused, guys. Look how big this is. I mean, that's massive. That seems, and here's one of the problems of using cardboard to store your linens. Look at all that discoloring. That's for the acid from being either in your server, like in a wooden drawer with nothing between the wood drawer and the material. It could be acid from the wood, but you can also get that same kind of discoloring from being in a cardboard box with nothing blocking the material from the cardboard box. And this looks like it's a big tablecloth. Nice pattern. Now this looks like it's meant to be ecru, but there is a stain right there. So I can see lots of laundry in my future. I use OxyClean, and when Mike picked out the washing machine that he bought, we specifically looked for one that had a soak setting, because some washing machines you can't just set it on soak; it'll drain the water all over out on you. And so we looked specifically for one that you could give it the soak setting, so that you can. There's a couple different things. I use OxyClean. There is a thing called Yellow Out, which works okay. I've used that on costumes. I found the OxyClean works better with less chemicals, and you can just let them soak, and it does wonders. Also, for like where that dark stain was, I'm trying not to sneeze again. Fels Naphtha, FELS, and then the next word is NAPHTA. It's an old soap, but they still sell it in the grocery stores. Usually have to hunt for it though. That works great as a spot treatment. Just wet the bar and rub it on the spot, and man, I've had great time with it. And I've been able to use that on some delicate stuff too. I made the mistake once of using, don't push that, Aragorn, of using Shout on silk, and I ruined it. It just ate the silk. Yes, sir. What do you want? The pouch is closed. The pouch be closed. We're not doing this one-handed. Gonna say hello, golden eyes? You gonna say hello? You're not gonna show everybody those golden eyes? No? No, you're not? Yes, I know. All the boxes are all moved up there. Partly because you guys ripped this one. So we are going to move that over. And we're going to slide that one up there. And I also have this little one. I can't move this too much. So let's see what treasures we find tonight. Oh, for those of you who do reselling on eBay, I was yesterday old when I found out there is a market for the clear plastic cassette tape boxes. I was looking up some of those cassette tapes that I had been gifted by friends of mine, and I happened to stumble across it that somebody was selling. They basically sell for about $1 a piece, and I think I have 20 of them, because there were a bunch of tapes that were homemade, recordings. And so I got rid of those, and then I kept the cases that were in good shape, and I'm going to just put them up as a lot, because why not? I mean, it's free money. If they're running $1 a piece, I think I have 22. And so I'll put it up as buy it now for 20 bucks and see who takes it. But yeah, I was yesterday old when I found out that this kind of silly thing sells. I almost chucked them all because it's trash night. At least the benefit of trying to hunt for the wallet and the insurance card, I got rid of a lot of trash. I got a lot of other stuff put in the proper place. Okay, what do we got here? This looks like a mom special. Oh, yes, sir. You're back, sir. What? You're not getting in here. Ooh. Okay, I know I bought these. It is 2 different types of trim, but they're the same color threads. So one on the bottom, the trim has a flat top edge and then loops down it, and then the other one has loops on either side with a flat edge in the middle. And they used to sell these at Joann Fabrics. And these the only 2 in here. There should be a pink. There we go. Well, the pink looks like I used a little bit of it, but I did a lot of purses with these on it because, I mean, it has a little bit of stretch to it. It's called Stretch Partners. You could tell it was on clearance. But I used to make purses, and I'd love to get back to doing that again. I heard that. What did you guys knock over now? You have zoomies. Don't have zoomies in here. Don't you dare. You want to go Zoom with your brothers, you head that way. This one has a little bit of stretch too, but this kind of blingy stuff I would use on ornaments most of the time. So this is mostly metallic thread. So in the bottom is mostly odd bits of rickrack. Oh, cool. Chenille rickrack? Never knew about that. Where do you think you're going, sir? No. No. These are cool. And I've not found these again. But they have little mirrors in them. Honestly, wouldn't that make a cool thing on the wall of a dollhouse? But all this is fabric and then, or threads, and then there's a mirror in the center. And yes, that was sounded like a crash of plastic. So I'm not sure, hard plastic too, and I'm not sure what they found to knock over. I used to get these all the time too, is when buttons would be aren't they gorgeous? Because I liked wearing vests. And of course, I would get the stuff to make them, and then Mom would never make them. We're going to end up finding a lot of fabric. So that's a lot of what's in here in the bottom is just rickrack. What's this one? Quilt binding. So that's the bottom. Let's make that all lay flat again. I think the interesting thing is going to be, let's find out what's in the bag. Okay, this is a small piece of upholstery fabric. Oh, it's 2 pieces of... are there pins in this? Oh, great. Thanks, Mom. Love you too, Ma. The pins are in it. But, so there's 2 big squares of upholstery fabric. I mean, that's a nice weight, too. It's not that super thin stuff. So if anybody likes that and has 2 chairs that are, can we find out the size? Oh, I think I took my, oh, We should throw that away. I think I took the tape measure. I did. I took, oh wait, no, my little one's here. Hello, Grounded Tarot. Okay, so what size are these things? So it's 19 by 17 and a half. So anybody who's watching this later that wants to have something they could reupholster the seats of 2 chairs, just let me know. Can't believe they're pinned together like that. Straight pins in there. So that was Mom's. Well, it should be 24 by 24 for modern chairs. I can tell you right now, the chair I'm sitting on, it wouldn't be that size. The chair I'm sitting on too is these dining room chairs taper at the back because the set's so old. So I think most modern things though are 24 by 24. Oh, yeah, I know what this was supposed to be, a nightgown for me. I know what this stuff is. It's called Kiana, and it's super silky and stretchy and very hard to find these days. Okay, so where are you going? Oh, dude, my man, what are you doing? Nah, you're not going on the fabric. Oh no, you're not going on the fabric. Aragorn, gonna go up on the tower? No, you're not going in the box. I know there's lots of things to play with in the box, but you're not going in the box. Go up on your tower. No, not on the fabric. Go up on your tower. We will put the fabric over here, away from you. Ooh. So what does it make? Look who it is. It's Mary Englebright. Yay. I actually want to see something here. I want to see something. That way? I'm testing something here. Somebody messaged me. Yeah, now see, that seems fine. Apparently they thought that I had my camera set on mirror image because a logo of something was upside down. But I couldn't find any such setting. It's kind of that, you know, that deeper mauve. So think mauve with a little bit of raspberry mixed in it. And that's the color. Because now, let's see, what's it look like? It's close on, from what I'm seeing on this phone, it's just a little, yeah, it's more like a dark rose. Yeah, the trouble with figuring out colors is the fact that there's something like 216 of every primary color, which is why during the Clintons' time, I think it was during the Clintons, when they were painting the White House, they started at one spot. Here's the bad part. They started in the middle on one side or the other. And then by the time they got all the way around the building, the whites didn't match up. Because one of the hardest things to do to match is white and black. Because the variants are so big, but we don't have names. Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, I know this says you can make many. Okay, so this is a panel of Mary Englebright. Basically, it's a craft panel to make whatever you want because you could cut out all these little things. I'm not going to put this back in the box. I have a special box I've started that's upstairs that's all Mary Englebright. Grounded Tarot, you want that? All right. Me make a note. Yeah, actually, I would sell it. $2 sound good? Plus whatever shipping, but does that sound good? If I could remember to spell upholstery with an O in the middle. All right. So we have that set aside for you if $2 is good. Oh, now see this stuff. I have another box I've been starting with these because I will make these to refill my Etsy store. This is the kind of stuff that I would make and sell on the store. And I'm woefully out of them because I've just about I've put everything up that has currently been made that's toys, and they're all sold. So but look at her. Look at that face. Now see, this is the kind of sewing I would do. Are there one or two? Oh, it looks like there's two of them here. And that's what she would look like done. Now see, this is the stuff I would sew. Oh, there's at least two of these here. And then I originally had filled the Etsy store because there were tubs full of stuff from Mom and I from the, okay, Grounded Tarot, that upholstery piece is yours. But there were tubs of stuff that she had sewn and that I had sewn from new and craft shows. And now see, these are the things she would make. I'm going to have to figure out how because I know there's a lot of panels. But these big squares for making pillows, for making pillow covers. I mean, they're not hard, but it's the challenge sometimes is like they come with a certain amount of stuff for a ruffle, but they never come with enough stuff for a ruffle for the amount of panels you got. And then she would always put invisible zippers in. That's a bit challenge for me. So apparently that's what this is. So we've got the Eagles, we've got Tinkerbell, because, you know, Tinkerbell is one of the most obnoxious fairies in literature. And thinking about using them to make quilts with the theme on both sides. Well, yeah, I mean, usually, now keepsake quilting, I love them. And I actually just got, what did I do with it? I splurged and bought something for myself. Actually, it's an investment for my Etsy store because it was on clearance at Keepsake Quilting on their website. But I've never had a pattern. A lot of times for the purses, I just make it up as I go along, and I don't have a pattern for most of the ones I used to do. But I've never had anything where I've figured out a wallet. And they had a pattern for a really nice wallet with all the compartments. So I bought that. I think it was $6 and then whatever the shipping was, because this invoice doesn't say the cost. And I'll have to find it and print it out because that would be for the business, so that's deductible. Got to keep all that stuff in mind. They might have given us a grace period with that $10.99, but they ain't going to give us a grace period for this year, I'll bet you. Oh, goody. Where's a spot I can show you? It's Winnie the Pooh. It's books. I love those. You put quilt batting in them, you sew it all up. Easy peasy. Honestly, we would make these up, and I think we sold them for, at the time, $12 a piece. And man, tons of them. Okay, let's see. Whatever this one is, it's Christmas. Is this the weird snowman? No, this is some kind of angel. All right. Now this one says 1975. Look at the size of this. Look at how big he is. Oy, 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 oy. And he's supposed to be a pillow. It says leave room for stuffing. He's also got his back. He's huge. How do you ship something that big? Look, it's even got the original price sticker on it. From two guys. Never heard of them. And it was 59 cents back in 1975. This was probably from my grandmother. And I'm going to be all set come Christmas. Barnyard Friends. I bought that a long time ago. I don't know where that had gone. Who's this one? Is this another Mary Englebright? Who is this? It's oh, it's Leslie Beck. I'm gonna have to look her up. Leslie Beck. And so it's a melon berry patch apron and oven mitt. Now, if you're gonna make oven mitt things or hot pads for on the table, you need to go to a fabric store and get ironing board cloth. It's got cloth on one side, but the other side is this coating on it that's made, usually it's a gray or a silvery gray, and it's specifically made to take the heat. So that's what you really need for those, and it really helps make them heat resistant. Oh, this is another book. This is a Christmas one. I know we went to the Arden Fair one year, which is a big craft fair, folk fair kind of thing in Arden, Delaware. The last weekend, what is it at the end of the summer? Labor Day or Memorial Day? I always get them backwards. But that weekend in the summer, at the end of the summer, they have this huge fair, and we used to be crafters for it. And we were the only ones that had sewn kind of items like that. And we took 30 of those fabric books. We were sold out by noon. Mom made me come home and get the other 20 we left at home. By the time the fair ended at 6 o'clock that night, we were done. They were gone. We were sold out by 4 o'clock in the afternoon of everything we had taken. We completely underestimated that was the year that they estimate about 6,000 people had come through in a day at that fair. Aren't this cute? Look at that. That's so cute. It's a ladybug bag. So it makes a little bag for like an overnight bag or for your kids. That's adorable. Look at all the little feet. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun making that one. That's so cute. Will you get off the material, sir? No. This is why you're not allowed on tables. No. No. Do I need to put you in the pouch? You want to go in the pouch? Wait a minute. It's that. Wait. Pouch is snapped shut. Come here. Ugh. Go in the pouch. There. Happy boy? Are you happy boy now? You're in the pouch. Look at this. You gonna be happy you're in the pouch now? Oh, is this what you wanted? You want all the hugs and pets. And no, you want the fabric? You're not getting the fabric. All right, come here. Go up. Tower. Come on. Ready? Up. Good boy. Up there and stay. So this bag of stuff will have to go upstairs to, oh, that Bethlehem one is cute because Mike had that one as a little boy. I don't think he still has that one. He kept a couple of them in case he has kids, but I don't believe he kept that one. Where is my eBay? I want to look up this Leslie Beck real quick. Now, somebody told me in a chat today that Leslie Beck panel that there's Lisa Frank material, which I'd never heard of before. Not at all. Okay, here's Leslie Beck, and I just put in panel. Wow. Well, anything from, well, if you find the tree skirt with the snowman on it, that's $25. And this is all unsewn? Well, yeah, because I put in panel. I can make more if I sell it. I mean, they run from $5.99 to $10. There's a few higher than that. But yeah, I can make more if I sell it and put it on Etsy. Oh, this is a frog. I haven't made frog in a long time. It looks like there's, Mom would just buy multiples. I think frog might be Daisy Kingdom, if I remember right. Okay, yeah. There's a frog boy and a frog girl. And so, you know, I think I'll tell Mike, hey, when you move out, leave your sewing machine here. Just turn his room into a sewing room. That's actually part of the plan for the Black Hole Challenge room was that, oh, wow, the receipt is stapled to it. Freckle Frog. She got 4 of them, and at the time, it cost $2.49 a panel. But I don't have any overhead because I already own the panels, and it was bought so long ago, and I have no way of knowing which one of us paid for it. So let's put all the panels that are going to get sewn back in here, and we'll leave them in this bag. And we're going to sit this. We're going to sit this. Stay. We're going to sit that behind me. Now, this one's sold to Grounded Tarot, and I'm going to sit this aside until I figure out. And then this is little sewing notions. Because one of these boxes, this one, the next one, has crushed. So we really want to try to empty this and get the crushed box. Doesn't do any good stacking wise. You know, it's not stable. More panels. I hope I am not boring you guys with the treasure hunt. I mean, this is far different than some of what you see because it's fabric and craft stuff as opposed to all the times that there have been, you know, porcelain and vintage stuff. Mind you, most of this stuff's from the 90s. So it's, at that point, it's more than 20 years old. It is vintage stuff. And, well, I'll be darned. Dr. Demento's Mother Goose. Benny Hill. Oh, my heavens. I love Dr. Demento, but look, Dr. Demento, Goose's mother. And it's in there. It's sliding around. It shouldn't be. Ah, been sliding around. Looks like there might be a scratch on that. So apparently part of what was in here, because when I packed up that room, and I packed up everything. Who remembers watching Victor Borg? You can find some of his stuff on YouTube. I need to introduce him to a couple of scouts to him. Best of Duke Ellington, Best of Ray Stevens, Miami Vice soundtrack. Cool. Uh-oh, what are you? Oh, I just threw out the case for that because I didn't think I still had the... Well, we're going to put the Animaniacs in here with Mother Goose. All right. Oh, Pink. Pink greatest hit. I like Pink. Baha Men, Robin Williams. A lot of these were the ones I had in the car until my brother took over the car. All right. We're going to... Don't want to lose that cord. We're going to sit you aside because you don't belong with all the fabrics. Now, I already see one panel down in here. Yep, all winners, right? Hi, Jen. We have 15 in the chat. We have 7. That can't be right. Oh, come on now. Refresh for me. Well, I really only have 7 thumbs up. All messages. No, I have 19 thumbs up. See? It's hard to refresh when you're on the phone. You end up going out completely. Okay, this was material from a clown outfit, but look at that's just a scrap. Honestly, I'm going to be making all kinds of little, there's going to be so many crafter lot kind of things. Sewing and knitting gauge? I can only knit a scarf. That used for knitting? It says knitting on it. This should go with the other gauges. Let me drop that in there. What is this meant to be? Okay, so it's from Button Company, JB International. Isn't that pretty? That's more of a charm. Little, look, this was stuff Mom would have gotten. Look how tiny those are. Look how tiny those buttons are. Those are absolutely doll clothes buttons. Tinier than I am ever going to be able to make. So what I'm going to do is, oh look, there's another one. I think that's the 4th one of those I've found. All right, teeny tiny doll buttons. Oh, the receipt's in here. When was it bought? Yeah, the Woodland store was where I worked. It doesn't exist anymore. They closed it. 2002. Mom passed away in 2006, I think. Oh, no, I know. Well, that rubber band shot. I know I would have bought this fabric, and probably from a quilt shop, because Joann Fabrics did not carry this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's the slip from the quilt shop with the measurement on it. But look at this fabric. All Japanese lanterns. I am not sure. I will know when I can finally get into this quilted. Back in the late 60s, 70s, they used to make these little cabinets and drawers for in your bedroom and wherever. And they basically were cardboard, but they were covered with a quilted material. And my sister had this one in her room, and then it got handed down to me. And so it is full of scraps of fabric and a lot of Japanese inspired fabrics, because I wanted to make a quilt for myself. Melody Haras. I should look at the one I can read. Haraz. I'm mutilating your last name and I apologize. But then my last name is Kraus, and nobody seems to be able to read it and say it right. Oh, this is not big. So that's, I don't think that's a full half yard. That doesn't seem big enough. It's a piece of flannel. But you know what we found last time we were going through fabric? Oh, no, don't you fall out. I want to put you two together. If you'll come out of the pile. Ah, you uncooperative little beasties. Who's being uncooperative here? All of you are being uncooperative here. Okay. Come on. Get up here. I want this one. What is this bag? Okay, we're going to take these two pieces of fabric out. And your more sewing stuff. Don't they kind of look like mercury glass? They're not, though. They're just plastic beads. Metallic pave beads. Cool, though. Oh, all right. So this is all ripped, so that should just go. One of the things of being able to do this sorting with you guys, one, you're keeping me company. But as I get this stuff sorted, I mean, we are getting it more organized, because this will become all these little itty bitty things for sewing, all the notions. So all these can go in there. But this is not, there's a fair bit of this. But this is all flannel with Taz. And then I think this is a big leftover piece that was for a niece's from her pajamas, because I think she made pajamas for Sarah or Jennifer. And that's the leftover piece. What do we got here? Yeah, it's only 13 inches wide, so it's not a half yard, and it's a bit bigger than a quarter. So we'll put them those two together. I have a pile up here, so most of it's going to be heading to a fabric sale. But the problem is sorting it all out. More cows. Now that's a skinny quarter. That's a quarter yard cut. Because at one point, I was going to make a quilt for the niece that liked cows. And so we were collecting cow fabric. Now this one's a half yard. Fishies. Fishy, fishy, fishies. But there are so many fat quarters and skinny quarters in this house, as well as just random scrap, that I'll be able to have literally a whole quilt supply sale because some of it's the better quality fabric. I love it. I absolutely love this. Check this out. I covered a small 4-door vintage cardboard cabinet with, oh yeah, that would look great. Covered with a brocade. Such a hippie. Look at that. Honestly, you know what's trouble is, like, I come across fabric like this where I absolutely love it and I have no clue what I would do with it, but I really, 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 really like it. Oh, here's Sarah's pajamas. Santa Claus playing baseball. Because Sarah was a huge baseball fan. Okay, so that's another cotton scrap. I kid you not, Mom kept everything. Look, look, look. Directions for an apron. Why? I could kind of see it if it were a color picture, because she always thought it would be kind of funny to make like a crazy quilt kind of thing. What? I'm confused. I know I should know what this is. Give me a second. Length? Length? Where's the center? Ah, you should go this way. Goes over your shoulder. These are the straps for a Reese's peanut butter cup package costume for kids. I saw the panel all cut out, but no straps. Where? Ah, we found that, or I found that. I don't think it was live when I found that. Now there's the straps. See, this house drives me crazy. Now you see why this house drives me crazy? And why, even if I'm just sorting, I'm willing to do it, you know, with you guys, because having you guys here helps me not like be so crazy when I find this stuff. Because sometimes you just go, Mom, why? Why? I could have sold this 1,000,000 times over if I had more panels. Now this I get. Like, she kept the pictures because I get it. She thought it would be funny to make like a crazy quilt kind of thing with all the pictures. But that's a Dr. Seuss. That's it's hard to see, but there's the Grinch and Cindy Lou Who. Man, I could have sold these suckers 100 times over. She kept all three of them. But I really don't get this one. Why keep that? What's this? Look, she even kept the words, Grinch apron. Why? Why? Oh, I sold this recently. This outfit was in my Etsy store. It sold for Halloween this year. Okay, what do we got this time? Oh, look, it's all the instructions for the bee costume. Yay! Mom, I know you were born in 1929 and the stock market crashed that October? But do you really need to keep every little piece of fabric? Now this one would have been for me for, there's a quilt that I've wanted to make. And the problem is, and it's a pattern from the 1930s. And my grandmother had one. I absolutely loved it, but it got worn to shreds. And you make a basket, and every basket is the flowers are appliqued, but the basket itself is part of the quilt block. But you need the right material for the baskets, which is not so easy to find. And back then it was even harder. But I found this, and I think that would be nice for quite a few. And they're big because the blocks are not your typical like 12 by 12. The blocks are 16 by 16 on this pattern. So I know I bought that one. I'm sure I bought that one. I'm so glad I found some of these. So back then, they used to have a basket that was penny an inch. And unfortunately, when Mom first died and somebody tried to help me clean up in here, they took the bag that was full of these little scraps and threw them in the trash. And they put the trash in their vehicle and took it home. So I can't get this kind of tapestry ribbon, these little bits. I can't get them anymore for a penny an inch. I mean, now these things are about $12.95 a yard. So, oh yeah. Mike's sewing machine, I know, it's more modern, and he's used it fairly recently. He used it before Christmas. But mine hasn't been used in years, and mine will probably need to be overhauled because mine's a 1940s one, and it was overhauled and I was using it. But then we moved things around. It's been shut up in my bedroom and not been used. More fabric scraps. So, I might make a nice roof for the fairy house. Where did I put the fairy house? I think the fairy houses are underneath me. Oh, there's the other button. This had fallen off the card. And I put that in there. So we'll put that in. What? You're back. What do you want? You want to look out the window, but there's nowhere to go, sir. All right. So all the receipts. I think those receipts are pointless now. All right. Sit that there. And that bag has a lot of, wait, I'm hitting something that's not a receipt. What am I hitting? Oh, teeny little buttons. Into the sewing box. That bag had a lot of little holes in it. All right, sit that. Put that there. And what'd we find? Another panel. What do we got this time? What do you think it's going to be? Vest, apron. Ah, hello. You just fell off. This is not like my desk chair, honey. You can't climb on the wood. Come on. Come on, big boy. Look, you. You can't. I'm working. Go on. No, go. Go. No, you're not coming back. Go. Go on. No, go. You are such a pest when you want to go to sleep. You want to take a nap in my arms. And that's not happening. I'm not at the desk, okay? Go on, go play. Go. Go. Go find your brothers. What do we have this time? We have a vest with a quilt pattern. Plus sizes. Oh, That's something you don't see very often. Vests need to make a comeback because I'll bet you I'm going to find a lot of these panels. And I think in my Etsy store, I actually have one vest up. And I've got panels. We're finding panels for a couple of more. Okay. Pull you back up. Can't wait to have this dining room table cleared so that I can actually do all this stuff. Where did I put them? Oh, I put it back behind me because that's all panels. I think we might be able to get rid of this box. All right, what's this bag? This is not a bag from me. This is a bag from Mom. This is by the yard fringe. That is all baby blue. I'd say 3-inch long fringe. Now, when you get, I don't want to, they've sealed it. So she probably bought this at the mill or up at Philly along Fabrics Row. So when you get fringe by the yard, I'll try to show you through how it comes when you're sewing. Hopefully you can see it. This is the top part. And then the bottom part comes with a stitch running through it so that you can sew it without it sliding all over the place. And then when you're done sewing it, you should be able to pull a thread and have all that come apart. And if not, sometimes it tangles. And you can, if you have to, you can cut along that thread, and that way you got to go slow, and you make a nice straight line of the length of the fringe. But that's a lot in there. Probably from when she did flapper dresses. Because there's more. There's a whole other one. We have upstairs in the wardrobe, there is a pink satin with black fringe flapper dress. She made a bunch of them. Come on, trash bag, stay open. She made a bunch of them when she worked for Stern's costume shop. And then years later, when it was Stern, Mr. Stern passed away, I actually worked for the Williamsons, who had bought this from his daughters. Oh my, if anybody needs this by the yard, let me know. This is from the mills, the fabric mills. My aunt used to work there and gave Mom a bunch of this stuff. I have at least 3 or 4 more spools of this. So that's the pattern, but it's elastic. It's basically, it's for making like lingerie and stuff, but seriously, if anybody wants some yardage of that, let me know, because this is full and I have at least 1, if not 3 more upstairs in the 3rd floor closet. This is Resell Lace Company. There's supposedly 97 yards on this thing. So y'all want some of this stretch lace, by all means, you can email me and let me know. I will measure out yardage. How much do you want? Oh my. Oh, what would that be? I don't know what elastic runs for these days, but this will certainly be cheaper than that. And elastic lace, I don't think you could even get that nowadays. It looks like there's books and magazines in the bottom. That explains why it was so heavy. So that's leaving. That's going to go in the Goodwill box. A family circle with favorite chicken recipes. I may toss this to Mike and go, here, cook. You're supposed to be doing some of the cooking. Do it. Oh, I need to hang on to this because I directed the sorcerer for that one. That's the program from it. What year? That was the first time no, this was the second time I directed the sorcerer because this one was at Arden Singers. I had Matt Geary as my music director. 2001. There was a lot of fun for that one. So that's a lot of fun memories. Oh my. Another cassette tape. The best of Spike Jones. They even make Spike Jones on CD. Oh, okay. Why are these in plastic? Whose house do they come from that they are in plastic? Baker's Sampler Book of Famous Chocolate Recipes. How old is this? Baker's Chocolate is still around. Look at those graphics. Yours for only 10 cents. Oh my goodness. How old is this? You're kidding. No, you're not kidding. 1936. This is from 1936. Wow. How to make chocolate sauce, chocolate fudge. Wow. Oh, yeah. Though I don't know that a Victorian lampshade would be blue. I have to fix my own because Mom did them. She hated doing them and she charged crazy prices, but people were willing to pay it because it was still cheaper than what the lamp stores did. But she did recover a couple of shades, and she said the hardest part was getting the right kind of material because you need the material to stretch just that little bit, and they absolutely need to do not, if you're ever getting an old lampshade recovered, do not take the old covering off because often they need that to make the pattern for the new lampshade cover because they can recover the frames of the lampshades. I have a marble table in my bedroom. It has a built-in lamp. It literally, the whole table is the lamp. And there's gaudy cherubs on it. And I just thought it was the wildest thing. And Mom and I were at an estate sale, and it was the end of the day. And we had been out doing all this stuff and stopping at all these yard sales and stuff. And we saw the sign. And so we thought, oh, let's go in. And we both were standing there counting out our money and counting out our change because the guy wanted, I think we got that thing. He first said $50, and we're counting out everything we had between the two of us, and we only had $32. And I'm like, oh man. And he went, where do you live? And we told him, and he's like, I live in Upland, because this was his parents' house. They were clearing out. Well, he said, tell you what, not only will I take $30 for the lamp, I will deliver it. Awesome. It is so very South Philly Italian kind of thing, but I absolutely love it. And it's my nightstand for my bed. There's a cake cookbook, Good Housekeeping cake book. Oh, sometimes those old cakes, man, they look so yummy. Well, maybe not that one. Happy birthday, Dad. Now that page looks yummy. Is that coconut? Did they dye coconut? They were so big on like doing things with coconut and throwing it all over a cake, which I just never liked because I don't like coconut. Now, what kind of cake is this? It's 3 layers, but one of them is bright orange. Oh, wait, there's 2 of them. Look, I've got 2. One is thick. Why is one? Oh, one is thicker than the other because there's another book inside of it for Swan's Down cake flour and Calumet baking powder. I like the dolls. Oh, aren't they cool? A Hostess book of baking recipes. Oh, wow, look, it's all illustrated with dolls in it. That one's a little creepy, but what has she seen? Look at that face. What has she seen? So there's a Better Homes and Gardens baking ideas from spring of '84, year I graduated. Philadelphia dust and yick. Philadelphia cream cheesecakes. That might have been mine. This one wasn't. Or actually, I think I have that cheesecake one, but mine is, I'm pretty sure, spiral bound and out in the kitchen. The wonderful ways to prepare cheesecakes. I've never seen a cheesecake that looked like that on top. Just for giggles, what year is this thing? I mean, it's made like, it's just, you know what it reminds me of? A coloring book. It's that same kind of pages, the texture of the pages. First published in 1979. Also published in, under arrangement with Waldman Publishing. Well, that explains that because Waldman did a lot of coloring books. Orange cheese pie. I think there's going to be I may have to put a couple of these in the book sale that hasn't happened yet. Hey, what are you doing? The twins are causing trouble. Now we have Arwen. Are you supposed to be on a table? No, 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 no. Get off. Let go of that fringe. No table. You and Frodo are problem children when it comes to a table. No table. When I was a kid, we weren't even allowed to have a cat if the cat got up on the table. That was just a no. Okay, so we know these 2 we can put into and I'm going to double check that cheesecake one, but I'm pretty sure I could put them into the book sale. Hey, Val, that's okay. I mean, I do come on late for anybody that's on the East Coast or the middle of the country. Oh, Arwen, it's making the light wobble. All right. Sit there. A Della Reese book. Gardening and outdoor living ideas. Reminisce. Oh, I love this magazine. Reminisce magazine. Mom used to get it, but I was the one that always read it. Oh, wow, I haven't seen this in ages. Count your way to Japan. And I only knew how to count to 3. Ichi, ni, and san? San. Yep. San. I think at some point we got it for Michael, and it only tells you how to count. It only tells you how to count to 10, but still, I'll tell Michael I found that. That was for him as a little kid. Helen E. Hawkinson. Now, I know this book and this other one were mine because Oliphant did a lot of editorial cartoons in newspapers all across the country. Where's one you might... I think that's Kissinger in the middle. Let's see. Great issues in 1976. There's Ford in the middle. Oh, look, Nixon. Can't miss that nose. I think I found this one when I inherited the book collection, because it starts with LBJ, and then because this one's it's all political, and it ends with Jimmy Carter. How many Georgians does it take to change a light bulb? 3. A president to hold the light bulb, a press secretary, and a Polish-speaking interpreter to turn the ladder. But we have the squished box is empty and sticking to something. Oh, the tape from the box below it is stuck to it. All right, so look, a box that's leaving. Yay! Put it up on the cat tower. So we have an empty box, one that's leaving, but that does mean I do have this stuff to figure out homes for. Where am I putting that fringe? And well, this I'll leave out in case anybody wants some of that. I don't know. I mean, with that much stuff, 10 cents a yard for that lace, stretch lace. So yes, we have a box that will be leaving. What do we find? We have a box that'll be leaving. We have a box now that's started, that's all little sewing notions, and so that way they're not mixed in with the fabric. We've found more fabric to set aside for sale. We've also found more Japanese-inspired fabric. We found more panels, which have a place upstairs. So that's good, because if they're all together, that's better. So that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Ooh. I probably wanted a shirt out of this because I would have worn it. Look, if men can wear wild Hawaiian shirts, why can't we wear fun shirts too? Pretty sure that was meant to be a shirt. Oh, this was for my fairy quilt, which I guess I'm making now. Well, I probably would have made it in the first place. But it's all lily pad. It's all iris and lily pads. So that's for my fairy quilt, which I don't know that I have enough fairy fabric. Speaking of fairy fabric, here is, I know what this bag is from. This is from the quilt shop that was out on 202, but I want to show you this one. Isn't this adorable? Look at that. Oh, so adorable. Honestly, that's so cool. The other stuff in here is dragonflies, shingles for applique work for houses, little garden one. Oh, look, piggies. Piggies. Where are you? I don't know. Oh, look, more fish. So I've got more fat quarters. Let's see. Well, I'm not keeping the fish. I'm not keeping the pigs. So we'll put that. Find those other fat quarters. You know, the nice part of finding some of this stuff that's from the quilt shops is that it's better quality fabric. It's just a thicker cotton, because some of the stuff you get at some of the stores, I was a patch of country, Old Ridge Village, Chad's Ford. I don't know if that's still there or not. But some of the stuff that you would get at some of the bigger chain stores, I was so disappointed at how thin the fabric had gotten. Like after I no longer worked for that company, we were in Joann Fabrics, and I went over to look at, there's always this fabric wall. It's like $3.99 a yard. It's probably more than that now, because this was in the late 90s. But going over looking in the year after the year 2000, and honestly, there were fabrics there that you'd hold it up to the light and you could see the light fixture through the fabric. And it's supposed to be cotton fabric that you use for crafting or quilting. And like, nobody wants their quilt being made out of stuff that thin, which is why places like Keepsake Quilting on the internet, and why places like that still exist, and all those little quilt shops. Oh, I hope I have enough. Isn't that pretty? I really, really, really hope I have enough. Because now this is the second bunch. I don't know. There's one window here, and then there's that bank of little windows. But I wanted this as the curtains for in here. So I know there's another piece of that somewhere. And it's leaflet time. What do we got? What do we got? Ah. Hey, who remembers Tulip Color Point fabric paint? And it comes in that. So you had good control, and you make little tiny dots. This is a whole bunch of little booklets. But this one is transfers. And you know what you can do with these? You can use these transfers, but you don't have to use them with the paints. You can use these with beads. You can do them as beadwork or as cross stitch. So because it's done the same way, it's done on a scale. It's just that each little weird symbol is supposed to be for a different color paint. But you know, when you wash it, it does come off. So you can either use fabric paints and do them that way, or you could do it, you could transfer this and iron it on and do it as beadwork, because I want to try that, because I think it'd be kind of cool to do that with. Now, I never understood what they meant by waste canvas, but Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. I don't think, now, I love him. I love Marvin. And then there's, I think his name is Simon. He's a giant, it's like one of the Halloween kind of Bugs Bunny cartoons. And he's this giant red-haired with the Converse sneakers on monster. I think his name is Simon. I love him, but you never find anything with him on it. Polished cotton. Oh, yeah, that's, oh, half the depth disappeared. Oh, don't you hate when that happens? Oh, that's awful. Oh, plastic canvas. Stiff Aida cloth. I haven't made anything on that in a long time. They were clearancing it out, so I bought all the green. I used to make little ornaments and then use gold, little bits of gold yarn so that you could hang them up on the tree. So be hanging on to that. That's more plastic canvas. Oh my goodness, this is old. 1980. Oh, Mayor Cord did a lot of decal work and did really nice ones. But look, it's little Miss Muffet. And this is the old kind of decal where you soak it in the water and then you slide it on over and you put it on your thing, like old school, like from the 1950s. But this one's from 1981. Water applied to craft decals. What did she say? Yes, so we know that one's going too. Oh, I know. I got these. Glad I found a few more. So I have a book, and I've only made a few of them out of it. But they're for fabric dolls, but they're for fairies. The trouble is like they don't tell you how to really make wings. But I was using these. Now they were meant to be a transfer, but these make great fairy wings. But what I would have to do is that I would, because they're meant to be like the backs are not the same color, like the backs are white. So I would end up putting either two together, or I would put a different kind of fabric, like a metallic or something, on the back, so that then that might be what was out, facing out to the person, and then whatever was on the other side you would see. Now what's this one? Cross Stitcher's Legacy. Little bits of fabric crisscrossed by colored threads, hanging in the children's rooms, above the children's beds. Little bits of time invested, stolen from the chores, invested in a work of love instead of spotless floors. A name, a date, and mother's fingers sewing in a rhyme. As years go by, her cross stitch says, I love you over time. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so it's the whole chart. Well, that's going to go. We're going to put this in with the notions. We're going to, oh, leaves. Well, it's open, but it doesn't look like I ever started it. Busy hands make happy hearts. I think that's going to be a next week's sale. That's more leaves. Oh, a big old, remember when stenciling was everything? That's a big one. I mean, it does make a nice, well, this size. It has a lot of different things you can do, but that's the pattern. You know, I think I found a thing of green stencil paint. I don't know if I threw it in the Goodwill box or if I just assumed it was no good because it was old and threw it away. I can't remember. But yeah, I never got to do any of the stencils. Mom liked stencils and she wanted some around in certain parts of the house, and it never happened. So that's going to be going. Now this will be staying because I would like to try these to make for next Christmas to sell. But this is what that stiff Aida cloth is good for, because they're dimensional. That's what this stiff stuff is for, the Aida Plus. So Let's put that one over there. Now, what's this book? Oh, my heavens! Chester! What is it? I didn't know this was in here. I was wondering where this went. Chester and Vicinity, 1914. Oh, my heavens. That's the nameplate. This is the town this is the city I live in. What makes Chester? What makes Chester is what Chester makes. Yeah, that used to be a signpost somewhere. I forget what it was over. Now let's see. I wonder if it shows list of illustrations. Boathouses on the Ridley River. Early morning sunset on the Delaware. That would be that river. The Dishong Memorial Art Gallery. It's a shame. That's been closed. The grounds and entrance of Dishong Memorial Park. The house there fell down, and they were supposed to be protecting it. Well, they didn't do anything to rehab it. They left it vacant forever, and then the whole front fell off, and then they demolished it. The art gallery now, everything that was in the art gallery is now over at Widener University. House and grounds of General William G. Price. Plant of Robert Wetherell and Company. Where is that one? I'm curious on that one. Page 39. Now, see, my house is the part of the family of John Wetherell. Plant of Robert. Oh, it doesn't say where it is. It shows the machinist shop. It shows inside. This thing is really fragile. All the silk threads that were holding the bindings falling apart. St. Michael, St. Rose of Lima, that's still there. Chester Park, Crozier Park, that's down the hill, and Chester Park's the other way. Third Presbyterian Church, I think, is gone. First Presbyterian Church is gone. That's the one I grew up in. John Buckley, American Steel Foundries, Viscose. The Viscose was a paint company. Fantastic building. Somebody recently bought it, and the brickwork on it is stunning. I hope the heck they turn it into condos and don't tear it down. Chadwick's Log Cabin, I think that's still around. Chester High School, the old one before the fire. Pennsylvania Military College, you know what that is now? Widener University. Old Main and the observatory are still there from when it was Pennsylvania Military College. They also have Crozier Theological Seminary, which is where Dr. Martin Luther King went to seminary school, which is literally blocks from my house. It's now part of Crozier Hospital's property. And it is quite likely that he walked down my street to go on picnics in Chester Park. Robert Wetherell, Richard Wetherell. Richard? Which one's Richard? Okay, we're going to go find this. We're going to find this. Wait a second. What? 108 and 109, huh? Sproul Estates, they're long gone. Okay. Both of these houses, I think Richard must have been Robert's son. Both of these houses still exist, but they are owned by Widener University, which is why my house and the house across the street are the only two Wetherell family houses still in private hands. Everything else has been taken over. And I'm not surprised, but I was hoping that they would have John Wetherell's house in there because I'd like to see what it looked like before they chopped it into apartments when I was a little kid. But John Wetherell did more, other than build the elementary school, he did more out around the deserts and did stuff with Zane Grey and saving the Pueblo Indians and the Pueblos and making them historic landmarks that were protected. So yeah, John Wetherell's not in here. Oh, what a pity. Only half of the map. There's only half of the map. Because, see, this map would have been before I-95 ever existed. Yeah, this stops at the industrial area. So all this is down by Marcus Hook. Yeah, because there's Linwood Heights, the American Viscose. Well, that's Marcus Hook. Darn. All my side of Chester is not on here at all. Most of Chester's not on there. Oh, I need to put that with the historical stuff. Chester Historical Society, unfortunately, some idiot set fire to the building. They had saved one of the churches that had closed. They had bought the building and were in the process of rehabbing it so that they'd have a permanent home. Now, Chester Historical Society does have a Facebook page, but they don't pay. People just goes, oh, well, they have insurance money. Insurance does not pay when it's arson. So they got nothing. So they have nothing to keep them going. So they've been doing fundraisers and stuff, and luckily everything's still at people's houses. So nothing of the history of the house was in the building yet. But I have, at this point, I should start putting it in a box because I've got a T-shirt for Wetherell Elementary School from when Mike was there. I've got old Chester band programs, graduation stuff from, back in the 50s from my oldest brother to down to me, and they want all of it. If I don't want it, they want all of it, and I don't want it. So they would love to have it. And I knew I had that book, but I thought it was somewhere else. I didn't think it was in a box here. I thought it was in the white cabinet that's up in the Black Hole Challenge room. But there's a bunch of stuff, and most of it's sitting in Mike's room, and I really should just put it all in a box and start labeling it. This is something else that I need to do over the summer because I don't have any more in my Etsy store. I like these. These are fun. So Charles Craft would make these, and they're towels, but see, they have the room. That's Aida cloth in there, so you could cross stitch something. And I used to have a lot of that, and then I love this stuff. Now this one's kind of narrow, but I went through this like crazy because I would do a pattern all across the thing, and then Mom would make a Christmas stocking, and then this would be the band across the top. And it wouldn't be a spot for a person's name, but it would be some kind of pattern all the way across. And I've sold out of them too. But that seems like all this is. There must be, what, how many? 1, 2, there's 3 of those cow ones. There's 2 plain ones. Oh, geez, there's all these little guys. I got a lot of cross stitching to do. And when I would do them, Mill Hill would do embroidery patterns, and they always included little tiny beads. I've got tons of little tiny beads. This whole bag has a whole bunch of little tiny beads. But it's all that kind of stuff. It's all the stuff for... Oh, is that one of my mushrooms? What are you doing in there? It's a mushroom. Made to go in like your house plant or a pot on the porch. What is that doing in there? Are the others in there? Okay, wait a second. Let's see if the others are buried in there. They shouldn't be, but they might be. This whole house is full of stuff that shouldn't be, but is. Okay, so that one's white. That one's that crew. That one's that crew. That one's white. Tons of these. Honestly, I need to go to summer camp for a month and just sit and do stuff like this. And you're hurting me. Get your claws. Hey, you're falling, so you're digging your claws into me. Aragorn, honey. Sweetie. What? What? No, no table. No table. Oh, the purring has started. Here you go. In you go. In you go. Good boy. There you go. This is what he wants. Good boy. Yeah. This is why I had this on my wish list. My Amazon wish list for the cats. This is why I put this on for me. Because I go through this at my desk on a daily basis, multiple times. And he'll just climb over the back of the chair and come back if I put him down. He just does. So, where? What? Oh, your sister's coming. I can't do both of you guys. You don't, he barely fits. All right. Oh, now you're trying to get to your sister. Okay, go ahead. Go play with your twin, okay? Go play with your twin. I'll button this bag up. Oh, yeah, you could use all those little things for beading. Because I did a lot of bead work, too. But I never did... well, cross-stitch Victorian houses. Giant 18 by 24 inch sheet design. That's ambitious. That's seriously ambitious. That's big. That's bigger than a doorstop. Now see, little stuff like this is why I have things like this. And then because they give you the pattern, I'd make 4 or 5 of these. Okay, come on here. Do we have any more mushrooms? Because I want to get the mushrooms out of here if they are, because I know he's not where he should be. I don't see any more mushrooms. Oh, I love this stuff. I don't know if they still make this. It's Starlight. Can you see the metallic green running through there? This works great for making those kind of little things, because then it make neat little ornaments. Okay, so all that now is all in one bag. That's all the stuff for making a lot of the cross stitch. We're going to put those towels back in the top. And we're going to sit that with that Aida cloth. Oh, this is artificial flowers like you would put on a hat. This should be in the drawer of my china closet with the other ones. So what else? What else? What else? We're almost done, guys. I don't even know what time it is, and I know I got to be up early to be at the doctor's office. You don't mess around when you're going to go see the heart doctor. Oh, what are you? Heat seal. Oh, they're all leaves. Glue, grommet, sew, or tack on these dimensional elements, combine colors to display your natural creativity. They're all different leaves. Whoopsie. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. No, Arwen, not toy. This is a lot of little stuff. I think there's some fabric in here too, but there's a lot of loose ribbons. Now these kind of ribbons are cool because these kind of ribbons, if you, now watch, it's been a long time since I've had to do it, but these are the kind you can roll and pinch around. I don't have the center right, but you can make little flowers out of them. Oh, gee, if I need red thread, I've got it. Spools of thread, always a good thing to find. Lots of metallics. Teeny, teeny, teeny thin ribbon for hanging ornaments. Oh, I think this might have been for Michael's quilt that never got made. And that's got metallics to it. So we got that more, that's more fabric. Oh my, I have so many fabrics that have tea. This was going to be another shirt, I'm sure. I had dresses too. I liked wearing dresses back then. More little metallic stars. Oh, more little Japanese style. And being that that's a small print, that would have been nice on a doll for an obi. Oh, snowflakes. Now this is the back side. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of sewing in my future. Oh, wood cutouts. These are all Halloween ones. Those are nice to have. Oh, isn't this pretty? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now see, making a purse, you don't need many of these because you're not going to put that much on there. So you might only need, you know, one or two. The bugger is having to sew down all these little pieces. That takes time, and you're going to want to do it by hand. So it's lots of tiny stitches. And to do it right, you need to do it on the side of the outside part of the purse fabric before you stitch it all together, so that way when you put your lining in, you don't see all the tiny little pieces. This has never been used. It's a pillowcase. Feels like good solid old high count cotton. That was probably meant to be embroidered on. I'm trying to not have all this fall on the floor. Hey, get out of there! Get out of the box, Arwen. Since when do you do that stuff? It's not like you. Usually it's your brothers. All right. Oh, I see a pair of scissors. Because dressmaker shears. Oh, but these are cheaper ones. But still, they're brand new. Oh, no. They feel like somebody cut glue with them. They're sticky. I had a pair that were razor sharp, and I forget what brand they are, and they have gray handles, and I just found them. Oh, threaded needle. But I just found them in Michael's room, and I don't drop the needle on the floor. And he got something, and I could have killed him because here he's been cutting paper with him, and they were my good sewing scissors. I don't know where he found them, and I don't know how long he's had them, but he's screwed them up. There's a ding in them. There's glue on them. I got the glue off with rubbing alcohol, but I was so annoyed because of the fact that those were my good scissors, and good sewing scissors with a really good razor edge like that are not inexpensive. I was ready to throttle them when I found those. Yeah, now see, we used to get like dollar bags. Look at all that trim in there. For $1 for a purse, that's perfect to get those little bits. So I'm trying to see, I want to separate out the fabric, anything fabric that's not for embroidery. Okay, so the pillowcase is for embroidery. We're not putting that sewing needle with the thread back in. This bag has a lot of holes. Oh, there's the thread that... Okay, we're going to stick that with that, and I'll put that in the thing in the kitchen. All right, so this is all cross-stitch stuff and ribbons. And I think that is going to go over here with these stuff going out the door for sale. Next week's going to be a real eclectic mixed sale again, I can tell you. Well, what is that? Oi! Oh! That's a small piece of that fabric that Grounded Tarot wanted. Okay. Let's see the last that's in here, and then I can figure out what and how this box will get repacked. But we've got one box that will be gone. I know, isn't that tea fabric glorious? So, okay. Wow. Look at that. That's a great border. Boy, the amount of sizing on this. This is really stiff and really kind of see-through. This is 2 layers, and I can clearly see my ring light through it. You see my, I don't know if you can see my hand through there, but yeah, this is really kind of thin. Cool piece, though. I don't know what you do with it. Really, really stiff. It's a lot of sizing on that. Okay, we're going to put that one aside for the fabric sale. Okay, yeah. It's a mom special. She'd buy the entire thing. It wasn't even opened. That's nice cording, too. Look at that. Oh, yeah, she'd do this, too. So she got the trim, right? The trim is in here loose. Here's the trim. It's just all in here. So I'm going to have to wrap that up before I put this back in here. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, they look almost like Lily of the Valleys. Almost. So pretty. Now here's that same trim, but in yellow. Oh, I know what this was for. The dresses I like. So the tops would be a stretch fabric, but the skirts would be a cotton. And they were big in the 90s, those kind of dresses. And I really, really, really liked them. So look, we've even got a lighter color. Because they're so nice and easy. And, you know, if you get it out of the laundry as soon as the dryer's done and hang them up, then most of the time you don't need to iron the skirt. And that pretty tapestry stuff. But see, again, there's not a lot there, so what do we got? Art Nouveau kind of pattern. I like that one. Yeah, I would have snagged this for a purse. Absolutely purse material. And I see more stuff from the quilt shop from the looks of it. Or is this from Joann Fabrics? Oh, check out the kimonos. Oh, aren't they cool? Oh, definitely was. This was a remnant piece because it's got that little edge there. I think these are from Joann's because they aren't as thick a cotton as that other one we found from the quilt shop. Oh wow. Yeah, the stuff from the quilt shop is definitely a higher thread count and thicker. But oh, such gorgeous stuff. That might be enough for a fairy house. Now there's that same crane one, but in cream. This one should be real pretty too. If I can find the edge to get it open. Come on, where's your selvage edge? It's all Japanese inspired. Oh, so much cool stuff. So much sewing in my future. But also so much stuff that you guys will be seeing. Oh, this is nice. This is a taffeta. Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, we might make a Christmas stocking out of and then have like, you know, some kind of fancy piece across the top. And then what's this one? This is real silky with stars. Another panel. We got another, you know, we couldn't get to the end without having another panel. And it's the United States Navy pillow. I don't know. I think the one I have up in my Etsy store, I think, is the Air Force one. All right, another panel. That means it's got to go back there. Now, what's left in here seems to be all little bitty bits. So we've got double fold bias tape. That should be up in there. Another little thing of buttons. Little clips. We'll put them in there. All little Notion stuff and crafty stuff and buttons. Now there's more of those and a package of seam binding. We're going to put them all in that little box. And we don't need to keep the receipts that are so faded I can't read them anyway. All right, so this is the only problem with these Home Depot boxes. Look at the handles. They cannot, this cardboard just does not hold any weight for the handles. They all, almost every box, the handles have completely collapsed on us because they're just for packing boxes for moving. They really just are not sturdy enough, which is a shame because, you know, they're a great size, but they're an issue. So I think this box, since we found so much stuff that is the cross stitch related stuff, I think there's enough of that here to fill this box. And then I will have to figure out fabric. Some of this fabric might fit in there, but for the most part, I think all of it's going to end up being cross stitch stuff. But then I can label it as such, you know. So while it's been, I mean, how long have we been going tonight? You gonna tell me? So it's been 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. But I mean, look at all the stuff we found, and some of it'll be in next week's sale. I'm not trying not to flood the sales with all craft stuff, but that seems where we're headed because that's a lot of what we're finding right now. So, so we'll see what I do in the next week. Because one of these times I think we're going to end up with enough fabric set aside that'll be just a fabric sale. But, you know, I'm really thinking of having these specialty sales and having them on a different day of the week and having them a bit earlier. But I just don't know when. I don't know when would be good for you guys. So that's, I think, where we'll stop for tonight because that got us through everything that I wanted to accomplish. I'm thrilled. This means one box is completely going. There's some stuff thrown in the trash. There's stuff set aside for the fabric sale. There's stuff set aside for next week's sale. There's the panels, which have a place, but not here. That's upstairs. There's actually a place where all the panels we've been finding have to go. So there's room for that. And then I think that will actually fill the tub that they're going into. That's in, because it was Mike's idea to do that, to start putting them all in a tub, and it's in his room. But I think with all the ones we found tonight, that big pile, I think that will fill the tub. But the sewing machine is also sitting in his room because it's his machine. So I hope you had fun going through it. I mean, I know it's not your usual fare of vintage, you know, kitschy tchotchkes and stuff, but it's still fun to look at pretty fabric. It's still fun to look at the patterns and stuff. But if you saw one that you just really, really loved, by all means, let me know, and I can let you know if it's one that's going to be up for sale. I can tell you right now, though, anything with a fairy on it or the Japanese inspired ones, they are gone. They're not leaving me. I want my fairy quilt and I want my Japanese quilt. So they're not leaving. But there's other stuff that definitely could be negotiated. So I will see you guys. I don't know what's going on Sunday, so I don't know if there'll be another work with me on Sunday or not. The problem is that space is so limited. Like, I can't even get out into the playroom anymore, which is where we did the first work with me's, and which was great. We got through a lot of stuff out there, but it's to the ceiling. If you saw the one about the cats getting up in the hole in the ceiling, that's the pile in the playroom. there's no room for me to work out there because the pile is so high. I can't actually get anything down off the top of it. So that's a problem, which is why we've been working out here in the dining room so much. And so it's going to be this for a little while longer because we really want to get to where we can get that way and have the dining room table. And but I keep plugging at it. This week it was so cold in this house. I really did not get much done, and I do apologize for that. I know you've been waiting for your stuff. You're interested in the star fabric, the shiny one. This is a silky one, or the little cotton ones. So, oh, the tea fabric. I have to measure how much that tea fabric is there because I think that was meant to be a dress, and I really wouldn't mind having those kind of dresses again. This one is Nora. Is that the one? The silky one? Because 100% polyester, I know that. And airs. How much is there? I cannot read that handwriting. Who wrote this? I says 0.75, I think, which would mean it was 3/4 of a yard. So the blue one with, oh, this one. The one that kind of looks like Van Gogh's Starry Night. That one. There are neat metallics in that. All right, so Nora, you're interested in that one. And I know this was for a skirt for me, but I don't think that's enough for a skirt. And Grounded Tarot, this was the one you were interested in? Right? The tea fabric. Okay. Okay, so that one I know is going. I honestly had to think about this one. I need to take a measurement because I know this was for me for a dress, and I really, really, really do like this one. But I will write it down and I will let you know, Grounded Tarot. Because I've gotten bigger over the years. So if I don't know that there's enough to be the skirt, how much is here? Oh, that's only a yard and yard. I tell you right now, that's not 2 yards. Okay, I'm usually doing this standing up. What do we got? 1. And that's a yard and a half. I can guarantee it. That's a yard and a half. I started at the age of, I don't think, 10. Dude, what are you doing? Off the fabric. Nope, nope, nope. Measuring fabric for mom, and then I spent 6 years working at Joann Fabrics, and I got the job because they said, okay, measure out the fabric. Didn't even say how. I just grabbed a piece of fabric, threw across the bolt across the table, and then stood there and went 1, 2, and she's like, you know, we have the guide thing right there. And I'm like, yeah, I saw it. And she just went, and she remeasured it, and she's like, you were right. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, okay, cut a straight line. So I just grabbed the scissors and I went, whoop. And she goes, oh, you're supposed to use the guide in the middle. And I went, well, it's a straight cut, isn't it? She goes, yeah. Who taught you this? It's like, honey, I've been doing this for my mother for over 10 years. Yeah, that's not going to be enough for a skirt for my ranch spread of a backside. So yeah, Grounded Tarot, you can I'll get you a price and we'll talk in an email about the tea fabric. Much as I love that, I love this one. It's not gonna fit over this ranch spread. So where's my notes? Where's my notepad? So Black background, tea fabric. And Nora wants the Starry Night. That's what I'm calling it anyway. Glitter stars fabric. Okay. All right. Oh, you gasped out loud. My heart was in my throat because that was my worst fear, that he'd get up there, because Aragorn is just about the size of Gimli, but Gimli's definitely got a couple of pounds on Aragorn. They're the two biggest of the kittens, and you figure now we're in February, they're going on 10 months old. And I was worried about that. And I had said it in the beginning of the video about I'm worried about him getting up there because I was afraid the ceiling would collapse. And then it did. And I'm so glad that he managed to catch himself and pull himself back up. But I'm not, if it's a box, it's for the cats, right? If it's an empty box, they're in it. Harwin just climbed right into it. But yeah, I was, my heart was in my throat because that was exactly what I was afraid of, that he's so heavy. So we're still trying to figure out, if we buy a sheet of drywall, how are we getting it home? Because a sheet of drywall is like, what, 4 feet wide, 8 feet long? Mike wondered if they would cut it for us. And then if they do, then I've got a couple of spots where it'd be nice if they pre-cut it. Then they can cut a piece. We can't completely cover that hole, but if I can cover at least part of it with drywall, and then hang some plastic where the leak is from that pipe every time we have a shower, then it would block them from getting up in there. They can't get into any of the walls of the house. That's literally right underneath the tub. So, but at least it would keep them out of there, keep him out of there, because honestly, if there's any place he can stick his head into, he does try to crawl into it, because it's always Aragorn. Now, speaking of kitties, little miss, that's not your personal box, sweetie. I'm sorry that you're laying down inside there and I so rudely picked you up. But you're not staying in that box. I'm about to refill that box. She curled up. She's going to go to sleep in the box. Is it bedtime? Is it bedtime because we got to be up early? Yeah. You can't have the box though, honey. There's another box you can have, but you guys don't go into it. Now you can't get to it now anyway. All right, go away. Go that way. No. You can't have this box. Oh my goodness. You know what's funny about that, Nora, of me saying that, is I'm not even Catholic. Oh, good. If Home Depot will cut the drywall, then we have a chance of it fitting into the car, into his Ford Focus. But and then also too, they can cut it the sizes I need. Now, what do you think you're doing? Oh, now I got the other twin. Whoa! Hi, Aragorn. How you doing? Dude. Ugh. See, you can't tell them apart unless he looks right at you, because his eyes are golden and his face is a little more narrow. Though now when you see them side by side, he's a little bit bigger than she is, but their coloring is exactly the same. Oh, I got a third one coming. Who's coming? Oh, it looks like Frodo's coming to say hello. All my friends were Catholic growing up, and used to go to mass with them, used to do a theology homework together because I spent 5 years in Christian schools. So yeah, I heard the Jesus, Mary, and Joseph a lot. Oh yeah, the cats, it's absolutely like having toddlers. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% like having 5 toddlers in the house. It's a mess. Absolute mess. Okay, guys. I am going to go because I want to pack. I don't want to leave this like this because I don't want them sleeping on it. That would not be okay by me. So I got to put this stuff away, and then I need to get to bed because it's the heart doctor in the morning. Oh, joy. Just a checkup, though. It's that time. So get the fun of going in and getting an EKG, but this time it's a brand new doctor because my cardiologist retired. So now I get to break in a new one. So you guys all have a good weekend, and I will, if I don't see you before, like I said, I just don't know if there'll be a work Sunday. It would have to be in here, which means then I got to have places for all this. But it just depends. I think I'd rather spend the time packing your stuff up because I've lost a box. I will admit it. I've lost a box. I've lost the box that has the stuff in it from not this last sale, but the one before that, because I put everything in a box to keep the kittens, keep the toddlers away from it. And now I don't know what I did with that box because I was so distracted all week trying to find the wallet and not finding it. And then I've spent the last 2 days looking for that insurance card, the new one. Glad I found that tonight since I need it in the morning. So I've been a little distracted. But now that I've got that, and I have, everything's on Monday, everything's the plan to start getting a new license and a new SNAP card for food stamps because the freezer is beginning to get a little bare. So have a good weekend, and make sure notifications are set to all, and that way you should always get a notification if I'm going live or if a video pops up. I know I do have to film the last dollhouse video, and then there is a video series coming after that of some interesting 1950s McCall's needlework magazines I found, which I thought were interesting. So, all right. It shouldn't be a problem at the doctor's, other than it's just that I've not met this one yet, and we'll see what kind of bedside manner and attitude he has. Because I don't take crap from my doctors. I'm paying you. So don't treat me like I'm stupid, and we'll be fine. So anyway, that's about it. Like, subscribe. Let's see on the subscriber count, because remember, we got to get me to 1,300 by May 28th. Stop pushing that other phone. The powers that be in the algorithm of YouTube took away 7 subscribers. I was so happy because I was up to 1,148 in the morning. And then by that evening, it was back down to 1,141. So they swiped 7 from me. It's like, darn it. So slowly but surely. I originally wanted to aim for 1,500, but I think that's a bit too ambitious. So I'm hoping we can get me to 1,300 by May 28th, because that's the 3rd anniversary of my channel. And that night we are going to have a party. I'm already keeping an eye out for things that I can set aside for giveaways for my night owls and for those who come to that, and trying to think of ideas of things we could do to have a party night. So if you have any ideas of something you might want to see for party night, let me know. Let's start planning stuff out now. So have a good weekend, and I will, if not, definitely see you next Thursday for a live sale. If not, see you before for a work through. And keep watching on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. I will be dropping, there will be videos dropping. Some are already scheduled. The last of the dollhouse one, which will be the next one, is not scheduled yet because I have to pull out some special dollhouse furniture I want to show you before I list it on eBay. Because it's a bolo. For those of you that don't know what that means, it's a be on the lookout, because certain parts of that particular dollhouse furniture are highly sought after by collectors and can be in the hundreds. So I really want to show you that and show you how things cleaned up of the pieces that I'm keeping and what's going to come up for sale. The A price stuff I did keep. And let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Now there's like 5 or 6 pieces of that stuff. If you would want to see that come up as a lot in a live sale, or should I just put that on eBay? Let me know, because I just don't know if any of you would be interested in buying miniature stuff like that or not. So let me know in the comments later. And because if there's enough people interested in it, I'll put it in the sale next week. Before, instead of putting it up onto eBay as a lot. The A price wooden dollhouse furniture. The other stuff though will be going up on eBay. So, but that stuff's up in my treasure cabinet, the china closet that's in my bedroom. So have a great weekend, and I will see you when we see you. All right? Or when you see me. Good night, everybody. Aragorn, honey, you got to get out of that box. Your sister was just in there. Now you're trying. Come on.